Hi, I am Emma from Queensland and welcome to my channel. I wanted to show you this garden behind me and what needs to happen with it. I'm in my work attire. It's like 5:30 on a Thursday afternoon and I haven't gotten changed yet, but I just wanted to capture this before the sun went down, really. I wanted to show you what is going on with this garden. There is Hello, you're being very noisy. Would you like to join me or are you just going to heckle me from the tree? Okay. I guess I'm being heckled. So anyway, this garden, we installed it maybe like 4-ish months ago, and it used to be a big tree, but it wasn't producing the way we wanted it to. Anyway, we chopped it down and now we are using this space a lot more effectively. Long story short, it's been a little bit neglected because everything's kind of gone to seed. It's kind of at that point, that in-between stage where it needs to actually have a little facelift and be tidied up. So that's what I want to do, and I want to show you the process of that. All around the garden beds, the weeds have gotten a little bit weedy. So I plan to sheet mulch that, and oh my God, this bird. Dude, what? Oh, my water. Give the birds some water. You are watered. Drink. And shut up. What was I talking about? Okay. I have been collecting cardboard. I got some cardboard from my brother's house and have brought it home, taken off all the plastic sticky tape from it, and then I'm going to use that just to mulch around the garden beds to suppress the weeds, and then use sugarcane mulch to actually mulch on top. And then from there, I want to empty my finished compost bin and put that in the garden and really just sort out what's going on with these plants. There is a lot of mostly lettuce. There's some broccoli that's gone to seed, some silver beet that's still producing. It's getting a bit ratty because it's heated up a lot. But I want to get some seed from some of these lettuces and then probably give the rest of the chooks into the compost so that we can start working and putting new plants in there. So hopefully that'll happen this weekend. Maybe. I believe there's rain coming, so it would be nice to get that done before then. I don't imagine it will though. There's the bird. I'll show you the bird. Stay there, bird. It's so pretty. I think it's a coel or a stormbird, I think they're called. It's so pretty and noisy. Hey, burb. Oops. Oh, there's two of them. Oh my goodness. So the black one is the male and the other one is the female. So now that I'm in my 30s, I have mad appreciation for birds. Oh my God. Oh my God. Did you see that? The black one picked a tomato and gave it to the other one. Oh. You're welcome here, guys. You're very noisy, but you're so sweet. Look at this. Oh my gosh. All I want is someone to pick me some tomatoes and put them in my mouth. Whee! Is that when we lose a pigeon in the background? Just kidding. It's an independent pigeon. It don't need no man. Okay. So this is a little bit silly, but last year there was one of those female coels, one of the females, one of the brown ones. It was just dead. I found a dead one in the chook yard, and I'm not sure what happened to it because there was no signs of injuries on it, no sign of disease. It was just, and it just freshly died. So I don't know if it just like had a heart attack and fallen out of the sky. This was also when bird flu was being spoken about a lot. But it was one of the females, and I felt so sad because the female was dead, but then the male does all the calling, and I thought, oh my goodness, the male's calling, and I don't know if he knows that she's dead. I was really distraught about it because every time I'd hear him calling, I'm like, oh, your little buddy's dead. This is like made my afternoon. This is what it's like having an ADHD brain. I can't even say it. I'm in the middle of filming something and then I'm completely distracted by this bird. Oh, this has been my afternoon. This morning I was going for a run, and I'm not a natural runner. I'm not a good runner, but I was pushing myself through this run, and I got to like, I don't know, 3.5K. I know that's not a lot, but I'm dying on this run. I'm like, I'll just go to 4K. I'm nearly done, and I'm like, no, silencing all the noise in my head. Just be like, you can do it, you're nearly there. And then this black cat was on the path, and I'm like, oh, I have to pat this cat. So that's when my run stopped. Oh, sweet bird. You can eat so many of those tomatoes. I don't mind, buddy. There's plenty to go around.
So I got completely distracted yesterday trying to film this bird, but the next day I decided that I wanted to just get up, get my clothes on, and get my butt up the back so that I could get all of these jobs done because I knew that it was going to rain later that day. So I really wanted to get ahead of it. It did rain overnight, so everything was nice and green, and the air ambience was super duper humid, which is just what I love. I always start my day by letting the little girls out, and I have to escort little Fluffy out of her house and get her ready for the day as well.
All right, so it is the following day, and it has been raining this morning, and it's supposed to continue raining, but I really want to get in and do some stuff in this garden because it's my day off. Happy to receive the rain. It'd just be nice if it was when I was at work, because I really like to spend my days off in the garden. But I think I can manage to do a little bit this morning, and that will involve pulling out all these little fence divider things that are designed to keep chooks out. Does a somewhat okay job, except Scruffy's a little demon and just gets in anyway. So pull these out. I'll use the cardboard that I have prepped and ready to go and remulch that. So I think I'll just break this into a couple of jobs. The other thing that I want to do, and maybe I could get it done tomorrow or on Sunday, another day of the weekend, is sort out some of these plants and replenish, top it up with my finished compost, and hopefully it'll look a little bit better. It's looking a bit overgrown and not good at the moment. But that's okay. I'm a bit of a chaotic gardener. Oh, it's a ladybug flying on my face. Huh. All right, let's do it. First things first is pull out all these garden fancy wall things, pull out these guys, and sort out these weeds. Scruffy's laying an egg at the moment, so she hopefully won't come in and destroy the garden for a little bit. So let's get into it. I'm the kind of gardener who struggles to cut anything out or get rid of plants, and I'm often guilty of having far too many plants in the one area because I don't want to cover them, and it's not best practice. But this is, I believe, a false Queen Anne's lace, and it's come up by seed. It's in a spot where I don't really want it, but I'm going to let it sit here because these flowers are a great food source for the pollinators. So not just talking about the European honeybees, which we have lots of hives in our yard, but the native bees love it, and there's lots of other pollinators that we don't even consider that are beneficial for the garden, and especially a lot of native insects that we do need to be protecting. So I'll leave this guy, but I'll get rid of a bunch of other stuff just to try to tidy up in here, because again, I get a bit of mess blindness. So this is one of the lettuces that lettuces that have gone to seed. All the lettuce has bolted now that it's getting warmer in the weather. So it is taking up a lot of space, but when the lettuce is flowering, the bees and all the other pollinators go nuts for it because it's another beneficial flower and full of nectar and pollen for our little pollinators to get into. But again, I need to just downsize a little bit. So I'm going to select the best performing plants to save seed from. So I'll let them go through their whole seed producing cycle, and then I'll harvest those seeds. But the rest I will just chop out and give to the chooks and the compost. So just trying to tidy up in here a bit. Now I've got to select which one will stay and which ones will go. It's like Survivor or The Bachelor. Not that I've ever watched those shows, but
It never ceases to amaze me how quickly things can become overgrown and unruly, especially in the subtropics in Queensland where I am. When we get a bit of rain, things just go gangbusters. I'm adding a thick layer of sugarcane mulch today because it solves a few problems at once. It holds moisture in the soil so that the plants can cope better through summer, and it gets bloody hot up here. It also helps to keep the weeds down, which also saves me a lot of time. I like to put the cardboard down because that is really, it's biodegradable and it will break down, help add to the soil quality and just like the soil medium. It'll slowly break down and it will just become soil itself. That's what I'm trying to say. I actually have to do this quite a few times a year because we are in Queensland, and when summer comes, especially our wet summers, like the weeds will just be out of control. And I find that keeping up the mulch just really helps to keep the garden much more healthy. And I think not having to spend so much of your time battling weeds and being able to focus more predominantly on just growing food that you can eat is just a way better use of my time. Now, I know some people will see this as a chore that they don't enjoy, but for me, this is what I love and I find it really grounding. During my work week, I spend so much time around noise and people and having to try to put out little fires and make decisions. I find it incredibly draining. So out here, all I have to do is just look at the tasks that I need to do. I get to kind of switch my brain off and just start working on a job that I can see the results of my labor. Teaching's not really a physical job. It depends on where you work, I suppose. But I find as an introvert, it is completely just sucking out my brain and my soul. And I am absolutely exhausted by the end of the day. So I just need to be moving my body in the garden. And this is giving me so much peace. It just makes me feel really calm, I suppose, and really just satisfied. You also get obviously the endorphins from physically moving your body, but I guess there's all the like woo woo stuff of like connecting with Mother Earth and blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, it makes me feel good. So this camera angle is quite woeful because there's just so much stuff around the yard, but I can tell you that most of it is stuff that I've just pulled out of the garden and I need to put back into the garden, all these pavers that we use as stepping stones. And then we have a few things around the yard just to create some shade for the chooks throughout the day. Scruffy is quite clever and just knows how to get out of the sun, but little Fluffy, the blind chook, we just have to kind of make all these just makeshift shades around the yard for her to duck under when it gets too hot in the day.
Okay, that's what I've done. So far, the humidity is about 600 million%, and I am sweating. I think I'm gonna call it a day. Just not really into it. It is like 11 o'clock in the morning, so it's warm, but it's cloudy. I'm really hot. I need water, maybe an iced coffee. But anyway, that's what I've done so far. I think I'll just do it in little sections so I don't completely burn myself out. So I'll show you what I've gotten up to. Obviously, it's not finished, but hopefully it looks slightly tidier. I'm not sure yet. The vision is hard to fully realize just yet. And I realized that I didn't put the fences in properly. Like I fully overlapped that one. I don't know why I did that because now there's a big gap over there. So I might need to redo them. But I decided to cut out more lettuce than what I had intended, and I'm just going to have to do the responsible thing and actually just cut some more out, because if you've got too much in the garden, it can invite diseases and molds and pests and whatnot. So it's better to kind of just thin things out and give it a bit more air circulation to breathe in there. I decided that I'd cut out all the ones that were sort of overhanging, but you can see that everything's getting a little bit dry and funky and probably on its way out, but I'll give these ones a little bit more of a go, and then once I've collected those seeds, they will also go. And looking down here, so we built this all the way up. It was like above, get you out of there, side quest. This plant is called radium weed, and it's growing prolifically in here, which I don't mind because, and this isn't medical advice, not medical advice, but the sap on these things kills warts. So if you've ever got a wart and you've got this, the white sap inside it, this stuff will burn off warts if you apply it a couple of times. So obviously don't feed it to your chickens because who knows what's actually in there. So I've done it, but I'm a warty person, but the odd wart I've had, it has been cleaned up by this. And some people use it to deal with like little skin cancers. Again, not medical advice. Do your own research, use your own brain. Anyway, yes, we filled this up with mushroom compost when we built it. It was overflowing, but now, well, it's like, it's hard to see, but that's like the length of my palm. I do have little tiny hands, but it's definitely dropped. So I'm hoping to replenish that with some organic matter just to fill up the garden beds again and get the new flush coming through. Yeah.
after I finished mulching and cutting all those tomatoes off the vine and composting them, I headed inside. But later that day, the clouds were looking pretty grim, so I decided that I wanted to get the mowing done before it started raining, because if you have ever tried to mow the lawn when it is wet, it is not a fun experience. So I have to clean up all this crap before I have to mow, which is annoying, but whatever. It only has to happen once a week at this time of the year. You can see that the lawn grows so quickly, and leaving all these water sources for the chooks and the birds out is actually burning little crop circles into the lawn. But again, I don't really care about the lawn. However, I did spend a lot of time this year investing in pulling out all the bindies from the lawn, so that's made a huge difference in your walkability through the yard. That's quite nice. So I only really wear shoes sometimes to avoid standing in chicken poop and maybe standing on any rogue bees that could be walking or down on the lawn. I actually really enjoy mowing. Whippy snipping, not so much. I don't find that too enjoyable, but mowing, I don't know, I guess the physical activity element, I feel just really like powerful and pumped after doing it. But what I'm really after is collecting the lawn clippings to put into my compost bin, because I have got a few on the go at the moment, and I find that the lawn clippings are a great source of green matter to put into the compost bins, and they seem to just get really hot. Like, it gets the compost bin really active and really hot, so I am forever kind of mowing at the moment. I actually realized that this was the day I decided to dye my hair with henna, so I've got henna in my hair while I'm mowing the lawn. I remember as a kid being so afraid of the lawnmower when mum or dad were mowing the grass. Like, I was petrified of, I don't know, things flinging out and hitting me. Maybe we just had like an old crappy mower and more stones in the yard. But yeah, I used to be really frightened of it. And yeah, it wasn't until I guess I got a bit older into adulthood and just really got into the satisfaction of mowing the yard. And there's something so nostalgic about the smell of freshly cut grass. I always think that if I didn't go down the career path that I went down, that I would have loved to have studied horticulture or permaculture properly, or get into landscaping. Like, I just love being in the yard and making things with dirt and plants. But in this climate up in Queensland, it's really not compatible for me. I really struggle in the heat, and aside from that, I'm extremely pale and I get sunburnt very easily, so I'm probably just building a few future skin cancers for myself. So way to go past Emma. I really enjoy having the chooks out, but I need to supervise them. The big chooks have to be completely separated from the little chooks, because this little bastard will just attack the living daylights out of Fluffy. I swear she wants to kill her. So I need to supervise them. Aside from the whole death to Fluffy's vendetta she has, they also like destroying the garden. But I've had her since she was a tiny little day-old chick. And I think her name is Petrie from the Land Before Time film. She is quite a pretty chook, and sometimes she'll let me actually cuddle her and pick her up and pat her, but I think she's just being nice to me and just entertaining me. It's gonna start storming soon. Need to go to bed. So sure enough, the storm season has begun, and little did we know that this would be the beginning of some pretty hectic weather arriving in southeast Queensland. So I appreciate you watching along and just seeing how I do weird stuff in the garden. So I'd love it if you like this and subscribed so that you can check out what's coming up next, which will actually be my next chapter in the garden. So I will be emptying my compost bin and replenishing the garden bed. So yeah, follow along.